This is Dispatches from Myrtle Beach with Charles Neal and my son Link Neal from Good Mythical Morning.
Did
How
you almost
doing,
call
Link?
me Lick?
Yeah, almost.
You can call me Lick all you want, Dad. Just don't ask
Yeah.
me to lick anything or anybody. I reserve the right to be in control of who and
Who
what
you
I
lick.
lick. Yeah, that's right.
That would be correct. Me and you both.
Yeah, I won't tell you who to lick you, and you won't call me Lick. Is that the agreement?
I'll try to do better next time. You know, sometimes that Southern drawl just has a different word for some things.
Sometimes the N just falls right out of my name. Good to see you. I like your shirt. What's on that shirt? I can't see the...
It's just a golf shirt. Candace and Brandy and them gave me for my birthday this past summer.
When you go golfing, do you wear knickers? Like, what's that guy who wears the knickers?
Used to be Payne Stewart.
You ever dress up like Payne Stewart? You know, you wear the Argyle socks.
No, but I wear some pants and stuff from Hairski, and this is not an ad, but they got some crazy looking pants. It's kind of like the pants that John Daly wears. It's got all different colors in them and different stuff. And the people I play golf with say, well, I'm glad you wore them so we'll be able to see you in the woods today.
Yeah, look at my pants. Don't look at my shot. Don't look at my technique.
That's right.
So what's new in Myrtle Beach? Give me a dispatch.
Me and Nancy went and had our internet changed, and we were sitting waiting for our turn, and with the people that got through, a guy named Jillian and Austin, well, the girl is Jillian and he's Austin, and they came walking up and said, and this is exactly what he said, I know who you are.
Yeah.
Because of the shirts that I got, and he said, you're Charles Neal, aren't you? I said, that would be correct. And he told me, he said, well, we watch your podcast and we watch Rhett and Link on Good Mythical Morning. So they pretty well involved with everything that's going on. And they've been living down here a couple of years, and they're expecting their first child, a boy, and I think in just about a month or so.
They're going to name him Link. That's what I hear.
They said something about one of the shows with the names that were on it and everything. Said, but that one in their repertoire of what they wanted to name their boy.
Okay.
So
I
said, well, that's all right. You get to choose what you want to name your own child.
What about Lick? I think Lick is available. You know, there's some space left in the Lick column. Jillian and Austin, holler out. So you got new internet? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Did you upgrade so that this could be, this wouldn't keep failing on us?
That's exactly that's what we tried to do.
Okay. Well, you haven't dropped out, but other than that, I can't tell any difference at this point. I mean, you're pretty clear.
Well, Danny this year that helps me, that comes in and says, it's a lot better. So
okay, good.
They did all them tests that I don't know anything about and checked the speed and all that stuff. So,
well, you know what? We can't skimp on the tech because, you know, we are an award-winning podcast. We've been meaning to talk about this. But yeah, we need to celebrate for a second, Dad, because we are a Signal Award-winning podcast. It's the first year ever of the Signal Awards. We won we were the weirdest podcast. According to the Signal Awards, we got silver, not gold. Don't know exactly what that means. I don't think it means second place. I think it means first place, but just a different color. And we won the Audience Choice Award. So what do you have to say to the mythical beasts and, I should say the Myrtle Beasts who voted for us and got us this award?
I'm really excited, and I really appreciate all the people that voted and helped us win this award. And it's just something that keeps coming along, and we just keep spinning things around in a circle, and sometimes when it spins around, it spins something right back to you. So
Yeah.
y'all helped us spin our award all the way back to our Myrtle Beast and the Me and You. So I mean, it's pretty neat, pretty good thing.
Thank you, Myrtle Beast, for voting for us, for getting us that Audience Choice Award. Man, Dad, I think you're under the false impression that it's just easy to dominate the podcasting field. It's just, what we're doing here, what you are accomplishing is not as easy as you make it out to be. And it's 2 awards, the Audience Choice and the Silver Award. So, man, you're doing it. You're doing it, Dad. You're winning awards in the inaugural push of this show.
I told Nancy maybe if we keep winning awards, they might call from the Fallon Show and have me and you come up there and be on the Fallon Show one day. Wouldn't that be neat?
You want to be on the Tonight Show?
Then I think that'd be pretty neat with me and
like
you.
That.
Yeah.
Me and you and who?
Me and you.
Yep. Nobody else. No other tall bearded guy.
Well, we might have to take Rhett with us. I mean, he's part of Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah, we'll keep him around.
Of course, we'll probably have to stick Nancy somewhere in the plane where she can sit in the audience too, if we ever get to do that.
Stick Nancy somewhere in the plane. You know what? We'll get her a seat. How's that?
That's good. Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna get some sort of trophy, but if they mail us a Signal Award trophy, I don't know if it's gonna come to you or if it's gonna come to me. And if there's only one, you'll get it. Don't you worry.
All right.
Where are you gonna put it? I think you might have to put it.
We're gonna put it I'm gonna figure something out where I can put it right behind me where our Myrtle Beast can see it while we're doing the podcast.
Yeah. Maybe you can just constantly hold it. Just cradle
I could probably do that for an episode or so.
Cradle it. What is that over your right shoulder? That's some of Nancy's knickknacks.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's some of the jewelry that she makes and beads and stuff back there.
You can put it somewhere back there with the jewelry.
She's got most of that jewelry moved in the other room because she's making it to do a show for St. Patrick's Day down here at the beach. They have a big craft show.
And she's going to sell the stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's probably got 2,000 bracelets made.
What kind of prices she put on these bracelets?
Anywhere from $4 or $5 to like $10 or something. They're not really expensive.
You tell her that there's a sponsorship opportunity for this Signal Award winning show if she wants to pony up, you know what I'm saying? Give us a little bit of that bracelet money. We'll have her, we'll give her a nice ad. I got a dispatch for you. You know, my house was full of even more of your grandchildren over this past weekend because I played the hosting uncle, having my 2 nieces from Arizona come in for Friday night, Saturday night, and then just like they spent the entire weekend this past weekend. We had a blast. I surprised them. We went to Disneyland.
Oh man! So Hayden and Zoe had a big time, did they?
Oh, we all went together. So, Lily, Lincoln, Lando, Christy, all of us. And it was the first time they'd been to Disneyland. And Lily is like a Disneyland pro. Like she loves it so much. So she was in charge. I always put her in charge of where we go. But then everybody had some things that they really wanted to do. We had a good time, even though it started raining around 5 o'clock. We were ready for that. You all right? That's quite a face. Did you shock yourself?
I was trying to do something here. Okay, I'm learning how to work this computer.
It's tough when you got to be a host. You got to be listening to me and doing some stuff behind the scenes. Especially now that it's video, there's nowhere to hide, Dad.
That's right, but that's all right.
So we had a good time at Disneyland, and Lando and Zoe had a great time together just hanging out because they're very close in age. They both are like really artistic. And so Lando and they were like trading notes on their sketch styles. Spent a lot of time doing that. And like Lily took Hayden thrifting. You know what thrifting is, right?
I reckon that's shopping.
That's shopping for used clothes at a thrift store, yeah.
Okay.
It's a big thing with the kids these days, you know. It's got to be. It's got to be used.
It's a big thing with adults. Sometimes I mean,
yeah.
Well, yeah. So
well, practically speaking, it's nice, but then like for them, it's like a fashion statement to be wearing some like, you know, just to find some stuff. So they each had their thing that they were doing, and then, you know how they are so into reptiles. Like I don't get it. Like I was talking to Hayden about like they breed pythons and they're selling them with their dad, and
yeah,
it's just too much for me. And I'm not bashful telling them. I mean, this Serpent King just does not understand. I was giving her a hard time. I was like, what? They don't. There's no emotional connection. And Hayden was explaining to me like you can tell they're different personalities.
In a snake?
In a snake.
No.
I'm like, hey, you got to talk to Hayden about that because I'm on your side. But Hayden was telling me again and again in all sorts of ways. I was almost convinced that snakes can have personalities because they act different. Some of them you pick them up and they just want to strike at you. Other ones they just want to curl up and love you.
Well, I know she does that with her dad, but she might have got a little bit of that from her granddaddy because he used to go out and catch snakes and put them in a bag and sell them to the professors at Campbell College. So
really,
So
you were never afraid of snakes?
No, I pick them up.
And Lily's the same way. Lily's never been afraid of like holding snakes, insects, lizards. It just strikes a deep fear in my soul. It's like everything within me is like, don't touch this thing. It could kill you, even if they couldn't. I don't know. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you with a snake, though?
I've been bit by a copperhead 3 times.
A copperhead is is like the most poisonous snake in the Carolinas, right?
Oh yeah. North and South Carolina, different places, yeah.
What? What's the treatment for that?
Well, it's really according to what time of the year that you get bit. You don't want to get bit in the springtime. Every time I've got bit was in the fall because if they've been eating and using their venom, they're not as strong, venomous as they are in the spring. Like the first time they come out in the spring and somebody gets bit, it's not they have to go to the hospital. They got a thing at the hospital, a drug to give you to help counteract the venom in it. And I went and got a shot and went on back about my way. I got some scars between my fingers where they bit me.
What were you trying to pick them up?
Trying to catch them. Yep.
Why?
Because I was going to put them in a bag and sell them.
Who's buying a copperhead?
The biology department at Campbell College back in the 70s and the 60s.
Wow. How much could you get for a copperhead back then?
Well, if I had them separated in a bag, they'd give me $10 for a non-poisonous snake and $20 for a poisonous snake.
Oh, that's like 2 of Nancy's bracelets.
Yeah. You got to remember that was back in the 60s and the 70s. That was pretty good money to be able to go buy beer to drink with it. So it's a pretty good way to make a living.
well, making a living and buying beer are 2 different things, Dad. You selling snakes to buy beer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, that can justify an expense. It's like, I almost died for this beer. This better be some good beer.
Oh, it was good when I was growing up.
Okay.
It's time for another edition of Myrtle Beach Mailbag. I got a pretty interesting email from Taylor Marie Allen.
Okay.
And it says, a family driving behind a garbage truck when a dildo suddenly flies out and loudly thumps against the windshield of their car.
Okay.
The mother turns to her young son, very embarrassed, and says, "Don't worry, honey, that was just an insect." And the boy says, "Wow," the boy replies, "I'm surprised it could get off the ground with a like that."
Ooh, yeah. It's like, how does it fly at all?
Parents think that their kids don't know anything, and sometimes they surprise them, especially with a joke like that.
That's right. They know a lot more than they let on sometimes until they do let on. That was quite an interesting email. You got any more of those?
Yeah, I got one from Kate Harding.
Okay.
It says, "What's the difference between a dirty bus stop and a lobster with breast implants?"
A dirty bus stop and a lobster with breast implants. Lobster with breast implants. Crustacean booby.
Yeah, you getting there.
I got nothing. I can't relate boobs to bus stops.
You were doing pretty good. It says, one is a crusty bus station and the other is a busty crustacean.
Oh, I was so close.
I'm
Busty crustacean, crusty bus station. Man, I feel like these jokes are like working a part of my brain that's like it's coming back to life. Like I could be a riddle answerer. You know, this is good for me.
Keep you learning thus and spinning you around in a circle too, don't it?
Yeah, that's right. My brain's growing in the joke answering zone.
I'm telling you. The Everybody Knows I Love Lesbians collection's available now at mythical.com. Get yours while you can. Well, I got a pretty interesting question from Matthew Peace. He says, "I'm a firefighter and paramedic in Arkansas. I actually spent about 4 years of my early childhood living near y'all in Lillington, North Carolina."
Oh, for real?
Yep. And says, "My wife and I are looking to buy our first house, and my question for you is, what should I look out for when buying a house?"
What should he look out for when buying a house? All right. What you got?
Well, the first thing, Matt, I think you need to do, you need to look and see who built the house and see if they're a credible builder with what they're doing and what they've, if they kind of got good help and people that know what they're doing, and find out how long they've been in business. And
they'll have on the sign who the builder is. So like you could do a little research. That's a good tidbit.
And then another, in the business where I've been in for all these years and bought a couple of houses and built them, it's always good to get a home inspection on what you're doing, Matt. Even though it might be, if it's a new house, it probably costs you $200 or $300 to do something like that, but it gives you another opinion of people that maybe can find out if there is something wrong with the house, if it wasn't built right. You know, you're making a big investment, so...
Well, don't make them nervous.
Well, you need to be a little bit nervous if you're buying a new house. I mean, to make sure everything's good with it, because there's some people building houses now that they're not as reputable as they were when I was coming up.
I wonder if there's some opportunity for savings if as a firefighter and paramedic, if there's like some things that he would be willing to accept and like take a price cut on that other people wouldn't. Like, I'm okay if this house is more flammable. I'm okay if this house has more sharp edges. You know, if you're more prone to injury or fire, hey, he's got that covered. I don't need to pay for a house that's not going to maim or otherwise burn a person, because He brings that skill to the table. Maybe I'm just brainstorming here.
I'm gonna have to contradict you on that because whether he's a firefighter or not, he needs a house where all the smoke alarms work.
You're right. Listen. I was just trying to give him an opportunity. I mean, I was nervous when I bought my first house. Of course, when Chrissy and I got married, our first year, we were house sitting. We stayed in this like really nice house. You remember that house we stayed in?
Yeah.
And because we were, the couple went overseas. They were missionaries. They were overseas for like a year and a half. And they had a big Weimaraner named Solomon. And like, so we kept the dog and we kept the house. And like with minimal rent. It was like an awesome, sweet deal. And then we loved the neighborhood so good. When they came back, we bought a townhome like across the way. And I remember I was just so nervous about buying my own place. I was like, am I doing this right? But I was like, I want to get the best deal, but I don't want to use an agent. So like the seller's agent, I was negotiating with the seller's agent and I drove that woman crazy. Like nickel and diming her to death. She got so exasperated, I'm surprised she didn't hang up on me a couple of times. But like I could tell that it's like she was getting a bit irate because she knew, she's like, why aren't you using an agent? Why do I have to work with this fool directly? We're talking about hundreds of dollars here. And I was just like, I feel kind of bad about it. I'm sorry, Ananda, for putting you through that. But we enjoyed that house. 3 stories, man. That's pretty good for a townhome. But boy, did it get hot up there on that 3rd story. Because I closed all the vents up there. I wasn't willing to pump my AC up to the top floor.
Was that the one that I helped you put the ceramic tile in?
Yeah, in the kitchen. Yeah, that's right.
And then you put it some other places by yourself after that.
Oh, did I?
I thought.
That doesn't sound like me.
Just trying to give you a attaboy that you did a little more after I showed you how to do it. So
I don't think I did. What was your first house like?
My first house was the one that I built on the farm at Raven Rock.
Had a barrel behind it where you burned your trash. For some reason, I remember that.
That would be correct.
Like nobody picked up your trash. You just had to burn it. You had a burn barrel.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, you were burning diapers, man. Good gosh, Dad. That's country, y'all. Burn barrels.
Well, I got one more email from Jen Miller.
Okay.
It says, I wanted to see if you could say the following tongue twisters on the show. I first heard this from my grandmother, who since passed away, but had a good sense of humor like you do.
Yep.
The tongue twister is, I split a sheet I split, upon a splitted sheet I sit.
What? Well, hold on now. That was too good. You got to go 5 times fast, I guess.
Okay. And she said, all right, I split a sheet I split, upon a splitted sheet I sit.
See, here's the thing, Dad. No, Dad. Stop. You're reading it, Dad. The key to a good tongue twister is you can't read it. You just got to say it. So now you got to remember it. I know.
Oh, no, that ain't going to happen.
You got to try, because like a sheet I don't know it either. What? Tell it to me. I'll try to say it once, but then you got to say it without reading it. That's what makes it so easy.
I split a sheet I split, upon a sheet.
Upon a splitted sheet I sit. I split a sheet of shit I split. Oh, I didn't do that on purpose. I split a sheet I split, upon a splitted sheet I sit. I split a sheet I split, I sit upon a splitted sheet. Is that it? I split a sheet of shit. Oh. I split a sheet I split, I sit upon a splitted sheet. I shit upon a splitted sheet.
A sheet I split, upon a sheet I...
Don't read it, Dad. Look at me.
Reading.
Look at me. I split a sheet.
I split a sheet I split, upon a sheet I split I shit.
No, you don't. I split a sheet I split, I sit upon a splitted sheet. That's not it?
Upon a splitted sheet I sit.
I split a sheet I split it, I sit upon a split, I sit upon a split sheet. I split a what?
Upon a
Upon a splitted sheet I sit. Upon a splitted sheet I sit. Now your turn. I'm great at it.
Okay. I split a sheet I split upon a sheet I
Splitted sheet I sit.
sheet I sit.
Again, we're gonna crack the whip. Crack the whip. I'm gonna crack the whip on you, Dad. You're gonna have to put it in your burn barrel. Go.
I split a sheet I split upon a splitted sheet I sit.
Faster.
I split a sheet I split upon a sheet I splitted I sit.
Nope, that was wrong. Again, faster.
I split a sheet I split upon a sheet I sit. I see it. That's enough.
All right, okay. All right, I respect that.
We tried it.
Oh man, boy, that's good. That's almost like an exercise. Like people want to get up and take a cold shower and all these people talking about like cold plunges. I just think you should get up, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I split a sheet I split, upon a splitted sheet I sit. 5 times fast, and then you just get on with your day. No more of this exercise or cold plunge nonsense. Huberman, you can go lick a fence, buddy.
Now it's time for a word from our sponsor. We got a real sponsor, and we're getting paid for it.
For real though?
For real.
All right.
Hey, not just 1, 2.
Dose?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Growing up, if there was a way for me to get my grocery shopping and meal prep done without going to the grocery store, I would have been all over it. That's why I'm a big fan of HelloFresh now. With HelloFresh, you can get your shopping done at home and avoid all these checkout lines instead of expensive takeout and delivery. Get started with HelloFresh quick, easy, and affordable recipes. Now, let me tell you, they sent me a box of HelloFresh food, me and Nancy.
Great.
And we've eat all 3 of them. And Nancy fixed the first one was sweet beet, I can't pronounce it, cavatappi.
You want me to help you?
Yeah.
It's Southwest beef cavatappi.
Okay. Southwest beef cavatappi.
There you go.
Yeah.
There was enough in this Southwest beef cavatappi that 4 people could eat off of it. And it was good. And then we had crispy kicking cayenne chicken cutlets with mashed potatoes, green beans, and with honey drizzle. And the third one is sesame soy pork bowls. And out of all 3 of them, that was my favorite.
Yeah, that's good.
You know who cooked all this stuff? My sweet Nancy. I'm telling you. So just look up HelloFresh online, and you can go to HelloFresh.com/Myrtle65 and use code Myrtle65 for 65% off plus free shipping. One more time, that's HelloFresh.com/Myrtle65 and you use code Myrtle65 for 65% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. When you're at your best, you can do great things, but sometimes life gets you down and you may feel overwhelmed, and likely you're not showing up in the way that you want to. Working with a therapist can help you get closer to the best versions of you. And it's not a crime to go see, when you're having trouble in your life, that you go somewhere and see a therapist. But you can look up BetterHelp and set up an appointment and go see them and get some help with the problems that you've got going on, and they'll help you. And just like I've had a therapist help me before in my lifetime too. So if you're thinking of giving a therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. visit betterhelp.com/dispatches to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dispatches.
You did it, Dad. You just did your first for real ads.
Well, I had some people want to know some stuff about looking at some paint and stuff for our baby's room.
Oh, is this y'all need to look at this paint?
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all need to look at this paint. I got some different colors here, and I was going to turn around and kind of just show them to everybody. I don't know if you can see them or not.
Angle it down a little bit. No, don't lower it, just angle it down. Angle the top of no, don't rotate it. Angle the top of the sheet towards me. Don't push it towards the if there's a reflection, is all I'm saying.
Oh.
So if you just, instead of doing this,
Well,
do
let's
this.
just let me just tell you about them. I got a yellow color.
I mean, this is video, Dad. This is video. You got to angle it down. Okay, that's good. That's good. I see a yellow, I see a grayish, and then I see like a greenish. Okay, we got it.
Yeah. And the yellow color would be a nice color, I think, for it that I have before. Just it's for a girl's room, but the other two colors you can use for where if you don't know what child, whether it's a boy or a girl, you can use the gray, which is called Olympus white, and the other is called Bravo blue, and the other one is called Peace yellow. So it's just some good colors to put in a baby's room and getting it ready, because people get excited when they especially if it's a first baby. They're getting the room all fixed up, and then when the second one comes, you could care less. Just put them in the same room and don't worry about what color it is.
That's why yellow is a good color. I think you could. It's it's more for like a baby bird, like a little Tweety, and it doesn't matter what kind of baby you got. You can throw it in that room, and it'll still work with the yellow. I like where you're going with this.
Well, I like yellow anyway, so. Yeah, I think that's a good color where you can put a lot of different colors with the little pillows and all that stuff you're gonna put in the baby's room and everything.
Oh, are you getting a cute overload right now? Little pillows.
Yeah.
Those are very soothing colors, Dad. Y'all need to look at this paint.
Well, we try to help any way we can help. Well, Link, it looks like it's time for us to wrap up. It was fun having y'all here with us today, and come on back next Tuesday, and that's when our show still comes up on the podcast, and Thursday it comes out on YouTube, so y'all be looking for it. And if you got a joke or a question or a comment you'd like to share with me, email me at ratherbeshaggin53@aol.com.
That's so pro, Dad. You help people buy a house, you help people paint a baby room. Man, you helped bridge the gap between children and parents using a dildo. It's amazing what we can accomplish in one episode. And I've only scratched the surface.
That's what we try to do. We try to spin them all around in a different circle and see where it comes out. So y'all have a great weekend, and we're going to spin your and whirl you around again next week. So just come on back. And I hope you enjoyed everything that we did today. And just like it said, send us an email at ratherbeshaggin53@aol.com. Tell us what you thought about the show.
Yep.
Well, I love you, son.
Love you too. Talk to you next time.
Okay.